It's taking its time.
And we're live.
We are live.
Hello, everybody. So, today is the mic check. How's it going? It's been a little while. Um, my connection hasn't been too solid, and I finally have a solid connection, but I don't have a good sound treatment in this room, so forgive me for any reverb or any background noise. Um, Today we've got a short script, but it is kind of a difficult one because it uses some descriptive words that, well, we don't often use in our regular everyday speech, at least not in this context. So I have volunteered to go first, actually, this time around, and we'll see if maybe I can make this sound authentic. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
Hmm.
I liked it up until the tag at the end. Something went
Yeah.
wacky there.
Yeah, the tagline sounded
In
a bit
a
odd.
Newton is like, I don't know. How are you supposed to deliver the last one? I don't have any ideas either.
Yeah, I didn't billboard it at all. Just plain and simple, I dropped the ball at the end there. You're gonna
But
drop
how would you work on in a Newton? Like, how would you deliver it?
well, since Newton is the brand, um, that obviously needs a little bit more of a billboard to it, which I really didn't give it. So
Okay.
it should be something more like in a Newton or in a Newton. Something where Newton
Ah,
is a little bit more pressed, a little bit more emphasized, because that is the brand.
okay.
All right. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste. Pick up. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
Was the speed of reading on purpose? Like, you were deliberately going fast?
No, I never am.
Okay. I mean, like, I remember all our previous conversations about conversational style and,
Yeah,
advertisement style. So I thought you were going for conversational style, because with the speed.
well, the thing is I normally read a bit too fast, and that's
Ah,
something that,
okay.
it doesn't matter how many times I've done this, it always happens to me. So every time I appreciate whenever that's pointed out because it helps me pay attention to that a little bit more.
You're not
Ah,
the only one in that boat, believe me.
It happens
No,
to me
not at
every
all.
single time. All
Yeah,
right.
that somehow that tag is still bugging me. I don't know why.
in a Newton. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe it's the limitation of the script itself. Who knows?
Well, let me try it again. Maybe I can emphasize it in a different way. Who knows? Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. Yeah, cherries and cheesecake. Pick up. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
Much better.
Yeah, this time I decided to go down with the emphasis, and I think that did fit a little bit better with that, with at least with my delivery.
Yeah, I
Mm.
was going to say I always heard that taglines you should go down at the end because that's the end.
Yeah, this was pretty good, I would say. Only I was like, in my mind, like when I read this script, I was thinking like, slightly slower, more emphasis on cheesecake and cherries. But I think your take was like it's pretty good too.
Well, here's the thing. If you emphasize cheesecake and cherries, you're repeating yourself, and that's not what you want to do, because cherries and cheesecake is already mentioned in the beginning. So
Okay.
that's kind of already established right from the
Okay,
get-go.
maybe to emphasize the luscious creaminess and sweet taste, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely do want to emphasize those, but you don't want to. You want to emphasize those, but you don't want to emphasize them, because then you can
Like
get.
you should not worry about emphasizing. Like it
Yeah,
should be
because
in a way that it comes out. Like
yeah, yeah, and I'm really glad you asked that question because that's exactly what I wanted to get into, because it's the
okay.
difference between the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, to the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries.
I hear it. I hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, the first take, I was really emphasizing them. I was really billboarding them, and that kind of, I, at least to me, that came off kind of insincere. It's just, you're really trying to ham it up, and it almost seems like you can, see glamour shots of all of this food, and that might not be the case. Um,
Okay.
to make it sound more sincere, what you want to do is you want to admit the um, admit these descriptions. So when you say them, when you speak, when you read these admissions, these descriptions, you want to come off as sincere as you can. So the way you do that is instead of billboarding the descriptions, you admit the description. So you say it in a way that's just what it is. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries.
So the idea is probably not to think of a pause in between,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, because luscious creaminess of cheesecake is all one idea. It's
Okay.
not luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, if I can be Shatner about it
That's
for
for sure.
just a
Shatner,
second
Shatner.
there.
That's
Yeah,
that's
that
kind
was
of
totally
great.
Shatner right there. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. No, no, it's about tying it all together into an idea. It's the luscious creaminess of cheesecake. It's the sweet taste of cherries.
So
So
basically, carry the whole sentence in one go somehow, like,
it
and
will
still,
carry the ideas in one go.
yeah.
Because uh, introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons, that's one idea. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, that's one idea. The sweet taste of cherries, that's one idea. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton, all of that is technically one idea, but it's split by a pause. I think that's why they have the period there. The period should be just a long comma. Like if you could have the ellipses but of just commas, I think that would work.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But of course, uh, there's only so much you could do to actually, well, yeah, to actually communicate that, which is why it kind of makes the period throw you off a little bit. But just imagine it as being a really long pause.
This is a short spot too.
It is, but I guarantee you, like, here's the thing: it's got descriptive words and it's got a tagline. You want a challenge? There's your challenge.
Oh
It's basically
yes.
that's the whole script. Descriptive words, a tagline.
I think
So
to give this a shot next.
go for it.
Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
I don't know if any of you heard this, but your energy completely changed on the tagline.
Yes, it did.
That was a totally different delivery at that point.
Yes, it was. It was, new personality.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. In a Newton.
And a Newton. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
You just don't sound too sure about that in a Newton. Like, is it really?
In a Newton? Went all valley on that. In a Newton?
Try
Okay.
try ending it off on a down note. So like drop your tone on Newton. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton. That's your period. Your period is Newton.
Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
Sounded pretty good to me. What did you guys think?
I, I, I like the tagline better, but it almost sounded like he was bored by it being in a Newton.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Newtons are kind of boring. I'm just kidding.
I liked it. But honestly speaking, I think this last tagline in a Newton, it really feels very like, it's something that occupies the mind when you are reading the script. Like, it really occupies the mind. Like, I keep thinking of so many scenarios how to deliver this line, and none of them seem to fit. Like, in a Newton, or in a Newton, or in a Newton. It's so many, many, many permutations, but I cannot find a working one, at least for me.
Interesting how it would sound with long pauses.
It's also a tagline that you could overthink. I think there's probably, good Lord, dozens of ways you could do it, but there's that overkill there someplace.
Yeah, thinking too much.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's a bad habit of mine, is overthinking or listening to myself and I'm waiting for that one point where it's got to be right, so I'm just overthinking and I just mess everything up and I have to start over. I've been caught on that often. So.
Well, the funny
May
thing
I
is
try
that
next, guys, when you do it? Not right now.
Yeah.
Whenever you guys are ready.
I don't know. I might have Nathan do it one more time because I think he's like right there, but not exactly there. But this is why I saying the whole overthinking thing is exactly why I don't even select a script too far out in advance, simply because it's so easy to do that. It's so easy to be so focused on trying to get it right that you don't allow yourself any room to fix what's going on. I remember really, really early on when I first started getting audition scripts, and I was working with a friend of mine in the voiceover industry to try to get a decent read. I would be so focused on delivering the script in the way that I was just practicing that every time I would get a little bit of a direction to change this, change that, try this, pronounce that slightly differently or whatever, I couldn't do it. I simply couldn't do it. I literally practiced myself into a corner. So, yeah, with taglines and things like that, put a little bit of thought into them. Don't put so much thought into them that you deliver it in one way. and that you can't see any other way to deliver it. So like with this tagline, in my opinion, it should just be this little bow. That should be the little bow on top of the package that is everything you've done before. In a Newton, or in a Newton. You know, it's like all of this stuff. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert, in a Newton.
With a huge smile on your face.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because in that pause, you're thinking in your mind, all wrapped up in a Newton.
Exactly.
Bingo.
All right, well, Nathan, why don't you go ahead and go for it one more time?
Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
Now, the only thing I would say is don't change your pace for that last one. Like I think you had the delivery good, but you just slowed it down a bit too far.
Okay. In a Newton.
What did you guys think?
Well, I agreed with what you said. I heard the smile. It was just a little slow. That was all.
Yeah, in a Newton. Again. That is the kryptonite in the script.
I'm telling you, taglines, they're always a pain.
Oh, yes. But it's good to stretch oneself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's why I like to choose challenging scripts.
Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
You're still kind of slowing it down.
Hmm.
Yeah,
How
just imagine.
about, like
Like,
here
just
is an idea. I mean, okay. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what if you emphasize Newton or Newton? I don't know if that could work.
Hang on a second.
No, I think that would come off a little unnatural.
Let me try it
Because
this way.
the way it's normally said is just Newton. Like the T is literal. The T is literally just blown over practically.
Oh,
Everything.
that might be a bit problematic with my accent, but okay, I'll try it.
Well, just go with whatever seems comfortable. Like you don't have to push yourself so far out of your range that you mess up your whole read. But
Yeah. But
yeah,
I just thought of something. Let me try it this way.
okay.
Okay.
Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
There you go. Much better.
The pause really didn't need to be there. When I
Oh,
took
then
it out,
maybe
it actually
maybe you
pulled it
could
together better.
rewrite that as a comma. It might read better.
Yeah.
Well, or you can add space in between those words when you edit it. If they really want a space there.
I mean, unless you're reading it like Christopher Walken. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
The other thing I keep hearing everybody saying emphasis, and I at least when I was taking lessons from Jim Allberger, his position was you're not really emphasizing anything because emphasize means bang on it. He looked at it, and it's just another way to look at the thing. But what you really want to do is you want to place importance on a word, which is a little different mindset than saying emphasis.
True.
Okay, man, let's hear it one more time.
Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
Now that was nice.
And that was the take.
Yep.
Yep, taking out that long pause actually made it more of the conversational thing. And even though it's supposed to be more tagliney, it still kind of blended better with the rest of the line.
Well, I mean, and also, if nothing else, they could just post-edit it anyways.
Oh yeah, yeah. They could
You
pull
know.
it together, take that extra 3 or 4 seconds out of it.
Alrighty then. Well, congratulations, Nathan. You hired.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you back here on Monday.
I'll be here on time. 15 minutes early.
All right. So, who else would like to give this a try?
Okay, I'll go.
All right, Raul, go for it.
Mhm. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
I don't know about you guys, but to me that sounded really formal. Not that that's a bad thing. It just came off as really formal. I mean, that sounds like something that would work well in the British market.
Ah, maybe it's because of the Newtons.
Well, or depending on the setting, if it was like, they were showing a tea setting where people were putting out newtons and they wanted to, then it would look great.
Yeah.
We're kind of lazy with the way we talk here.
Yeah, us Americans. Blech.
I'll beg your pardon. I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what.
That's okay. I'm from Southern California, probably, I don't know, the state with the worst communication ability out there.
I so understand. I mean, like, oh my God.
Yeah, people don't stop to think about their words out here. Something that really bugs me. But anyways, yeah, back to your take, Rahul. I liked it. There was something about it I really liked. I couldn't pick one particular thing that I would say, to change. I think that was a pretty solid take. It was just, I mean, it differs from the take that I would have done, which would be a little bit less formal, but the formal seemed to work too. Like it just depends on the setting.
Ah, okay.
So it's up to you whether or not you want to take it again and try a different kind of read, or
Yeah, sure.
if
I
you
would
do.
like to try something.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
Somehow that one on the second line, it was sort of like, the first line sounded really excited, and the second line was sort of like, yeah, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I was actually a bit conscious about luscious. I was asking in the beginning, right, luscious or luscious. So I kept thinking to myself, luscious. Okay. So yeah, I guess that came in the way. Yeah. Okay, let me try it again. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
I liked that one.
Thanks.
Very good.
Well, congratulations, you did it twice. All right, who's ready to go next?
Me.
All right, Steve, you're up whenever you're ready.
I thought that was Mimi.
No.
Steve,
Okay.
Mimi, same thing.
See, Mimi, it doesn't matter. Just, throw something out there and I'll answer. Okay. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake. The sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton. In a Newton. In a Newton. Sorry, guys. 3 takes.
Oh, no need to apologize for that.
Yeah, sometimes that'll happen, but try ending it off on a down note, just going along with it. In a
Sure.
Newton.
Okay. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons, the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert, in a Newton.
Now you have the Nathan slow down on the last line syndrome.
Oh my God, it's become
Okay.
syndrome.
But it's improving, so keep at it. It'll come.
That's all right. No, she threw the Nathan thing at me and I'm trying to get over that. All right, I'm back. No, I'm kidding, Nathan, kidding. Everything you could want in a dessert. Everything you could want in a dessert, in a Newton. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons, the luscious creaminess. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons, the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert, in a Newton. Silence is not golden, guys.
It was better than your previous reads. Why don't you try it like this? Like try not to have pauses at all. Just keep going. Like
Well, I
try
was
to
going to say,
minimize the pauses.
and the other thing is you went up on the last line instead of down. I think it sounded better down. The rest of your read was really good, I thought. But the tagline kind of, you did, I hate to say it, but a Nathanism again, you kind of went in a Newton. Like, really?
Okay. All right. I've got to listen for that. Let's do this again. I'll take both critiques, see what I can do. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons, the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert, in a Newton.
Yeah, it's getting there. Reducing the pauses is improving the thing. Why don't you try one more time?
I did add some pauses. I added pause a little bit between luscious creaminess of between cheesecake and sweet taste of cherries. I believe I drew that out just a little too far.
Okay, I mean, like that's okay. But I think where you paused was like everything you could want in a dessert. Before that, only you had a pause, right? So just do the whole thing again and keep it at it. Like just reduce the pauses, and I think it'll go very well.
Okay, and there is a reason I paused after everything you want right after in a dessert. I just I felt I was just running through dessert. I mean, stumbling through it, so I gave it a quick pause, but that was just my reasoning. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons, the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert, in a Newton.
Much better. Really good.
Shelley.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you. How about tagline, Shelley?
You slowed down just a touch on the end, but not as bad as you did before.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The crickets are liking it too.
Yeah, somebody salvage me here and say, "All right, next."
Well,
next
actually,
volunteer.
there's a challenge that I want to give to you because you really
Okay.
billboarded like when I was talking about the whole admit the descriptive lines.
Okay.
You did the opposite. You billboarded them. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries.
Okay. So
So basically,
lower the energy just a tad on those.
it's not even lowering the energy. It's not billboarding them. It's just stating it as fact. It's the luscious creaminess of cheesecake.
Ah,
The
like you
luscious-
said, like Okay. That whole, the idea has to be stated in
Yeah,
one go.
yeah.
Okay, that
Because
part.
when you
Okay.
when you
Yeah.
billboard the descriptions, like you're breaking up
Luscious
the
creaminess
idea,
of
and it
cheesecake.
really doesn't
The
sound
sweet taste
natural.
of cherries.
The luscious
Okay.
creaminess of cheesecake. You have luscious creaminess and then cheesecake. No. It's all one idea, and the descriptions are more of an admittance than here is here's the big thing about it. No, it's the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries.
Yeah, we should not hang on the adjectives, but rather the phrase.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me try that just that section, please.
Go for it.
The luscious creaminess of cheesecake. The sweet taste of cherries.
Yeah, you really hit luscious. I like it.
I
The
think the
luscious
idea is not to
creaminess of
emphasize the
cheesecake.
adjectives.
Okay, gotcha. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake. The sweet taste of cherries.
That sounds nice. Yeah, that sounds like phrase. So
Practice.
yeah, just go over from the top, and again, no less pauses, and yeah, like you said, in a phrase, not an adjective.
Okay.
Steve,
Getting to
what's
yes.
one of your favorite foods?
It was Newton's.
Was?
No, no, it is Newton's. I love Newton's. I really don't have a favorite food, but let's say fried chicken. There you go.
Fried
Fried
chicken.
I
Okay.
just love that chicken.
Fried chicken. Well, tell me it's good. Just say it's good.
It's good.
Like think
It's
about
really good.
what you love about the chicken, and just tell me that it's good.
It's good.
You see, that's the feel right there. You're admitting that it tastes good. It's good.
Oh, luscious creaminess.
Yeah. So it's the same feel.
Okay.
When you're thinking of the cheesecake, when you're thinking of the fried chicken, you just say it's good. I mean, like that's just what it is. It's the same thing with the cheesecake. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake. The sweet taste of cherries. Now I hit sweet a bit hard, but like it's the idea that it all goes together because you're stating the fact. That's what it is. It's the luscious creaminess of cheesecake. It's the sweet taste of cherries.
Okay, I think. No, I understand what.
Then go for it.
Okay. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake. The sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton. In a Newton. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
All right, what do you guys think? Do you think he hit that right, or do you think he what do you feel? What did it sound like to you?
The sweet taste of cherries.
I think in fixing that, something else went amok.
Yeah, the pauses.
Well, not the pauses. I think it's the last two lines. It was like everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton. It was sort of like opposite inflection.
Okay. But I mean, for me, the pause registered more. So
One more time. Let's see what I can do. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake. The sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
yeah, this one is pretty good. The choice of in a Newton was okay, but other than that, it was pretty good.
I suspect you're in that overthinking it to death mode.
Seventh take, overthinking is jumping in there. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's beginning to appear. But no, I get the messages, guys. I do. I just need to pull them together.
Well, yeah, understanding what somebody's saying is completely different than actually being able to get it out of your mouth. Believe me, I get that.
Yeah, that's true.
You're hearing it well, like me earlier, I was hearing it in my head. Okay, this is the way this is going to come together, and it was like, and then of course when I hit that tagline, it was like went all over the place. So
This is Michael's fault.
No, it's not. That was some good coaching, guys. Excellent.
No, I meant that tagline.
Well, a tagline, yeah.
well, a tagline that's really technically not a tagline in a sense,
No.
because if you cut the pause completely out of it, it fits in as one whole sentence that actually describes everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton. It's all rolled into one.
Yeah, it reads better as one sentence. I agree.
See, that's what pulled the complexity out of it for me, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, it makes more sense this way, and it sounds way more conversational.
Yeah. Maybe take that period out and put a comma in between dessert in and in.
Yeah. And probably shorten the pause, because too long of a pause, and then that kind of causes you to stumble.
Or just take the punctuation out there and just go.
Yeah. That too, because that's exactly the way I went with it, and suddenly it worked.
And then the crickets.
Yes. I thought he was going to try it.
Well, I just didn't know if Steve was done or if it was, my turn on the chopping block here.
Your turn. Your turn.
Well,
You.
definitive that Steve has officially passed the torch.
I see that. Or I hear that, I should say. All right, let's see what I can do with this after all this. Me and my big mouth. Oh, I get excuses because the rest of you don't know that we're on last week, but I now have Invisalign braces that I pretty much only take off when I'm eating or recording, so my S's are going to sound a little funky. So please forgive my S's, so to speak. And my cat's trying to help me, so. Introducing Cherries and Cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
Now, you blended it all together really smoothly, but it sounded like a news headline.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the pauses were all eliminated, so that is good.
You did the corporate thing.
Well, that's because that's what I usually do. For me, it's hard to get out of corporate read.
Yeah, it's breaking muscle memory with that one.
Okay. Let's see.
Well, remember, you're talking about food.
Yeah, one of my favorite things in the universe.
There you go. Come on. It's food. It's good.
All right, let's see. Introducing Cherries and Cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
Yeah, it was delivered nicely. It was just that, maybe you can like introduce a bit of smiling while talking, like, happy sounding.
Believe it or not, I was grinning from ear to ear, so apparently it's not coming through to my lips somehow.
Particularly where it was coming was in a Newton. Like there it could use a little bit more pep maybe. But the pause delivery and such were great. So just a little more pep.
This is right.
Not too much.
No, this is where I always get stuck. That's why I can do commercial stuff, but I can't do it very well on my own.
Yeah. Okay.
I need help, as they say.
It will come.
Yeah, maybe. All right, let's see. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons, the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
Yeah, much better. I liked
Yeah, I
it.
could hear the smile on that one.
Only that inner Newton thing. There, everything was great. That inner Newton part, I don't know. Like even I am struggling. Like, could you say it like without a pause more, or I don't know.
I'm not sure it's the pause, it's just taglines are difficult.
Like,
In a Newton.
in a
That's
Newton?
better. No, you don't want to do a question though. I don't want to say it. Maybe it's not in a Newton. I don't know.
Okay, it came out like that, right? Okay.
I can just imagine that now. I can't unthink that now.
In a
You
Newton?
just want dessert. In a Newton?
I'm not sure. Is it?
It's like, wait, what?
That would change the whole tone of the answer.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. So you don't want to do that.
You know, this tagline, this would be pretty cool, and I know we can't carry cookies around with us, but if you had a cookie in one hand, held it up, and pointed in a Newton. In a Newton.
And they might be doing that on screen. We don't know.
Yeah, they probably are.
Well, really,
Like
that's the referencing
maybe you
error.
can have a pretend cookie in your arm, raise it up, and then point your finger at it as you say in a Newton. Like I don't.
All right, let's see. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons, the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
That was nice. It was.
In a Newton.
Give it up, just say it, go.
The delivery is great. It's just that in a Newton is a conundrum, an enigma.
Yes.
What is in a Newton? What's in a Newton?
Apparently,
Well, it's everything. It basically, it's all like filtering down. So you're pointing out all of these delicious things about this food, and cherries and cheesecake. If you've never had cheesecake before, you should have it. It's amazing.
but you could have a Newton instead.
Yeah, you could. But here's the thing. We're referencing supposedly a previous experience that everybody's had.
Right.
Having cheesecake with cherries on top. So just think back to that experience. Then think about the luscious creaminess of the cheesecake, the sweet taste of the cherries. I mean, come on. It was everything you could ever want in a dessert. Except this time, it's in a Newton.
In a Newton.
You kind of expand upon the whole thing, and then everything starts falling into place. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
I understand what
And
you're
what do you
saying. I'm
think?
just not.
Oh.
Yikes! I'm just not sure what to do differently than I did the last time because I'm not hearing that much difference between what I did and what you just did.
Whoa, what is that?
I don't know. That's weird.
Hey,
That is weird.
yeah. On that, and this would have something to do with the audience too, with the, if they were, if it's television and it was all adults they were going after, or maybe a certain time of day on a Saturday they were trying to go for the children demographics. I think that would have a lot to do with that tagline. Like if it was children, you might go in a Newton or in a Newton. I mean, a little more excited about it. You've told everybody tried to remind everybody of the creaminess of that cheesecake, how good that was, how the sweet taste of cherries, how those taste. Think of pulling the cherry off the tree, or
Versus going for the late night in a Newton.
Things that really, really bring back memories for you. and then all of a sudden in a Newton. So I think it's got a lot to do with your demographic too.
Yeah, the way they say this, everything you could want in a dessert, they're talking about a tiny little fig Newton versus that gigantic dessert. I think their targeted audience is more of us adults.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to watch our weight, we're trying to watch how we eat, and it's like, I'd love to have that cheesecake, and I'd really like that, all that sugar drizzled all over the place. But how could I, so their target audience is more, I think this is more of the prime time demographic.
Yeah.
Some miracle science has shrunk all that goodness down into this little bitty cookie. I'm just trying to throw out an image, but
I know you'd like to have this Marie Callender's, but you can have this fig Newton instead.
There you go.
Okay, let me try one more time, and then I'll pass the baton. See how this goes. Introducing Cherries and Cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
This is going to be totally backwards from what I usually tell people, but try one more time, but really ham it up.
That was really hamming it up. Okay.
No. I mean, so we're
like
doing
way
like out of the ballpark. Like, I mean, it should feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
Johnny Bravo in the middle of Wendy's, uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, I can't even picture me doing that, but okay. Introducing Cherries and Cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Right.
That was actually really good.
That's great. That in a Newton finally came out like it went. It's like hearing something in a Newton.
You guys seriously like that?
So here's the thing.
I like
the reason why is because, okay, so you're normally doing more industrial stuff,
right?
More industrial work recently. Well, so have I. My work has been for my most recent client is San Diego Gas and Electric, and it's all just explainer videos. That's
right.
That's all I've been doing, and it's really dull. It's really boring, but I try to put in a little bit of personality every once in a while. They give me some creative freedom there. But the thing is with obviously with commercial scripts, it's a completely different ball game because you have to up your energy, you have to up your presence. You're in a completely different frame of mind when you're doing a commercial script. So when you who have done industrial work for as long as you have, when you really blow it out of the park for hamming up the script, it starts falling into this other energy range that sort of fits. Because what's high energy for you now is probably closer to normal energy for this kind of script. Because at least most of the other industrial work that I've done has been pretty straightforward and pretty flat. Like, when I was doing all the Mazda work, it was just it was all super straightforward, super flat, super one-dimensional. Just here's all the information. Here are the little points and details. Here's what you need to know next. Don't forget to do this step, otherwise you could completely mess up the whole process and probably lose your job and get fired and humiliated in front of all of your coworkers.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I do most of the time.
Yeah, so when you push it way, way out there, it may feel way, way out there to you, but it's not quite as way, way out there as you'd think.
It just feels incredibly awkward.
Yeah,
okay.
It feels awkward, but it surprisingly enough, at least according to all of us here, and some of us are working voice actors, some of us are not, so take that for what you will. I personally felt that worked.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to the recording of this to convince myself that, just because, like I said, to me it was like, ugh.
Initially, right when you started doing the introducing, Yes, it was forced. It was introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. Yeah, that started feeling forced. But as you got into it, like, funny thing happens when you're in voiceover. As you get into the script, you sort of get into the groove. You sort of fall into it, and that's hearing that is a good indication for me of somebody who has done voiceover work. So I know you've done your. I mean, I know you're a working voice actor, and that showed because you fell into it afterwards. It may have felt awkward to you, but it didn't come off awkward to us.
Good. My cat disagrees, but hey, she doesn't get that many votes, so not nearly as many as she thinks she does.
Well, she's certainly making her opinion known.
Yeah, isn't she? I keep telling her the microphone picks her up, and she doesn't care.
Oh, well,
Animals.
If I ever have to do a cat food commercial, I have a recruit. That's not afraid.
There you go.
Yeah, not afraid to state her opinion. Cool.
All right, so you're off the hook. Congratulations, you did it.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons I'm trying to do these workouts more, because I know, yeah, okay, fine, the corporate read I think I have down, but this stuff, whew.
It's a little bit of a stretch. It really is.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to tell me that if you ever run into me again. Just, take it way out of the ballpark, because obviously I need to do that.
Oh, don't worry, I will. We definitely will.
Okay, next!
So we have Anthony and Takia who have not gone.
I'll go.
All right, go for it.
All right.
Whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Introducing Cherries and Cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
All right, what did you guys think of that?
I got a nervous feeling out of it.
Yeah, it sounded a bit rushed.
Well, it sounded like he wasn't sure about his Newtons either. In a Newton? Really? Really? Is it in a Newton?
Just be like less nervous and more happy.
Okay. Introducing Cherries and Cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
Yeah, better. But can you do it with a little more happiness? I mean, like it came out very well. I mean, like the flow
Okay.
was very nice. I just think it needs more happiness.
It needs confidence.
Can you
Confidence
be-
is the...
Can you be not so dead? No, but yeah, I mean yeah, definitely. I agree with the confidence comment, definitely. But that thankfully that does come with repeated delivery of the script. So why don't you go ahead and try it one more time, and we'll adjust it after that. That'll give you 3 times to go through it, so you know the script, you're familiar with reading it and delivering it, and then we can fine tune it. Go for it.
Okay. Introducing Cherries and Cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay. That was again like out of the ballpark. Try ending off in a Newton. So the basic idea with a tagline here, at least, is, as I said before, it's the bow on top of the package. It's like you've taken all of these things, the delicious taste of cherries, the sweet taste of cherries, the lusciousness of cheesecake. You've got them both, you've got them in your hands. So just imagine, in one hand you're holding the delicious creaminess of cheesecake, and the other it's the sweet taste of cherries. And the in a Newton is you put them both together. So it's kind of like you got. Hang on, let me pull up the script because I'm not looking at it. You got the luscious creaminess of cheesecake and the sweet taste of cherries, which is everything you could want in a dessert. Put them together in a Newton. In a Newton. Sorry, that's what I was going for. In a Newton. You're tying it all together. That's the ultimate statement.
Okay.
You got this decadent dessert that normally could cost, a lot. It could be difficult to come by for some people. It's everything you want in a dessert in a Newton. In this one thing.
Okay, I think I'm getting it.
All right, go for it.
Let me try again. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newtons. The luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, everything you could want in a dessert in a Newton.
Never thought about delivering it that way. Kind of like, hey, it's in a Newton. Come on, guys.
That
Like
sounds more
enthusiastic.
excited.
Yeah.
Way more. Yeah. Sounded great.
Yeah, I liked it.
Good work.
Thank you.
Well, it was a completely different way than I would have even thought to deliver it. So, good job. Good on you.
Thank you.
All right. Does anybody else have anything that they want to say? Any feedback they want to give him? Anything like that? All right. The crickets have spoken. You have done it. I don't think I would have ever said that before in my life. Thank you, Mic Check. The crickets have spoken.
Oh man.
All right. So, Takia, are you there?
Takia?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Would you like to give this script a try?
Yes. Hold on. I'm going to try another way to pull up the script without having to move back and forth between Hangout and the script. One sec.
But it doesn't make sense to you guys when I say admit the descriptions.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping that I'm communicating it clearly. If you have any questions,
You
if
are.
I'm not clear, please ask for clarification, and I will try.
It's clear.
Okay, cool. Because, I mean, the one thing, the one main piece of direction that I see on every single audition script I've ever received was, don't be announcery, non-announcery read, please. Conversational is another way of saying non-announcery. Nancy Wolfson has a great line about that. She says that basically when you read that, they're basically saying just have some skills, know what you're doing. And when it comes to these descriptive words, it's always really super difficult, at least for me, normally, to hit them without sounding like I'm completely insincere and without going right into an announcery sound and feel, because I want to hit them so hard. When I was going through my initial training at Del Mar Media Arts here in Southern California, I kind of misinterpreted the the lesson on these descriptive words to be that these need to be emphasized and really made the forefront of these scripts, and that's not the case. I mean, these are supportive, descriptive words to the ultimate goal, which is, in this script, it's tying everything together within a Newton. It's the luscious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries, the two things you really want in a dessert in one small, convenient, delicious package in a Newton. So, I mean, I want you guys to be as successful as possible in your own personal voiceover endeavors. So, just whenever you come across these descriptive words, these are more of an admittance. These are more of like, this is what it is. This is how you'll experience it. That's just it. That's just the reality of things. So, there's my 2 cents on the whole thing. Anyway, rant over.
Well, that was more of insight than a rant. So.
Well, me talking over.
But good insight.
Yep, that was a good insight. In my opinion, you would make a great voiceover coach.
Well, we'll see where life takes us.
Ah.
I mean, I want to be a good voice actor before I'm a good voiceover coach. It would probably help me out to have a little bit more experience than what I do now. I mean, that just...
Yeah.
Might be a little bit of help.
Okay.
Last week I did... Oh, go ahead, Tiki had nothing. Go ahead.
You can go ahead. I thought I was ready, but I may not be ready just yet. I'm kind of nervous about this now.
Uh-oh. Well, what's making you so nervous?
I don't know.
I would say it's okay even if you make mistakes right now. So go for it.
Yeah.
Because when I read it out loud to myself, I was perfectly fine. But I don't know, the nerves just...
Well, we'll be muting all our mics, so just pretend as though we are not here.
And at the same time, just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just do like I do all the time. I practice the script. I think I'm muted. I'm not, and so I just ramble it out. So there you go. Just act like you're by yourself and just fit.
Just pretend that you've kept it on mute, yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newton. The luxurious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton. Phew.
Yeah, it was not as bad. Now what you can do is, right, you can just speed it up. Like, go faster. Don't spend time on luscious and sweet. Just like compress it. Like, just go fast. I mean, not too fast, but you don't have to go slow. If you're getting what I'm saying. Just go faster than this.
Okay, I can try my best to go a little faster. I'm not a real fast speaker, but I can try.
Yeah, sure.
Introducing cherries and cheesecake Newton. The luxurious creaminess of cheesecake, the sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. in a Newton.
You're not having that kryptonite problem of the inner Newton, so that is good.
Yeah,
And I think I
that's
think I
good.
think with repeated readings also it will be much better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just keep at it and try to increase the pace. That's all.
I think we're back to something that Michael said earlier. While you're reading the script, think of whatever your favorite food is in your head and pretend that's what you're eating while you're saying this. So picture whatever your favorite food is and actually taste it in your mouth, and it's so good, and then read the line.
Okay. Introducing cherries and cheesecake. Newton. The voluptuous creaminess of cheesecake. The sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton. Better?
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little hungry. You could probably do that and do even more of it. You're doing what I was doing, kind of like not out there. You're being reserved with it. You really love this food, whatever it is.
Yeah, try to go over the top. Yeah, why not? Like just pretend it's an anime character doing it. Even better.
Okay. Introducing cherries and cheesecake news. The voluptuous creaminess of cheesecake. The sweet taste of cherries. Everything you could want in a dessert. In a Newton.
Yeah, better than all of your previous reads. Good.
Thanks. Michael, Nathan, any insight?
That was good.
Ah,
You sounded more comfortable with that read.
okay.
Yeah, you sound like you're getting more and more comfortable and confident. The more and more you're up to bat, I guess would be the easiest way to say it. Um, I would always advocate to every voice actor, and I'm going to, advocate this for you as well. Just
Mm-hmm.
whenever possible, try practicing reading out loud. I mean, try listening to yourself as much as you can. Um, if you have the opportunity, record yourself reading something and listen back to it, and try to keep the same sort of mindset about your reads that you do with somebody else while on the mic check. Kind of get that critical ear for yourself. That
Mm-hmm.
would, I mean, that's something that I think any good voice actor has the um, practices to get is a good critical ear for getting the right delivery for their lines. So record yourself when you can and practice reading aloud, and I think all of your reads will improve just in general with that. But with this particular one, yeah, this might be another case where going, hitting the energy way out of the ballpark might just land you right where you need to be.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes, well, actually, a lot of times, you got to think way outside the box, you know, because really, there's no cookie cutter way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Every delivery and every line is going to have some kind of different inflection, tone, different mood, different kind of delivery. They always want something that's going to be, you have to adjust in different ways and adapt in different ways to fit what you're reading. And I mean, in a big way. You know, you improvise without going off script.
Okay.
You know, well, like what Shelley did earlier. She basically improvised without going off script. It was outside of her comfort zone, but that's what made the read the best read for that particular spot. You know, and don't be afraid of being a little uncomfortable.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, well, like I was saying earlier, but I think before we started, there's kind of this high that comes with it. You know, all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm way outside myself. I'm way outside the box. I'm outside of my comfort zone. Gets my adrenaline running, which I get up on top of that wave and just ride that wave of energy right into the script. You know, and just take it like that.
Come on, Nathan. There's nothing that's outside of your comfort zone. You don't have a box.
Yeah, you don't have a box. You have more like an orchestra, if you will.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Well, that's after years and years of learning how to be outside the box. But you know,
Mm, yeah. I
you're
mean,
a person that's not easily embarrassed. You know, something like, well, didn't I embarrass you? Are you kidding me?
hmm.
I'll be over there putting a bucket on my head, pretending like I'm the Black Knight.
Hmm. I mean, like for me, uh, a lot of times when I'm by myself or whatnot, I tend to talk to myself a lot and create like little characters that I talk to here and there. And I'm very open with doing that when I'm by myself, but when I get onto the mic check, I kind of tense up, get nervous, and everything in between.
Stage fright. Everyone get
Oh, Steve's having issues.
Yeah,
Issues.
yeah, the only thing I heard from him was stage fright, and
Well, that's basically what it is.
That's all he
You
said.
know,
It was stage fright. Yeah.
oh,
but you know, just sometimes you have to pull yourself out of that zone. You know, and well, like what my wife did for me. Okay, she sat me down and put me on camera, switching hats and doing characters. And
mm-hmm,
that wasn't the first time. The first time, um, well, that wasn't the only time I would say. Another time was doing an improv thing at Anime Con, and which my first taste of improv, I loved it from the get-go. But just you know, do stuff like that, and find ways to get out of that comfort zone. And then when you get on here and you get into a script, just throw it all to the wind and say, okay, I'm going to read this thing. You know, I'm going to drop any ideas of what everybody else might be thinking, because what they're thinking isn't what is going to help to, you know, make me improve myself as a voice actor. You know.
You, you know, I wonder if for Takia or anybody really that's nervous when they get on a mic, if doing one of the little improv things that we do with the, because I'm on Rebecca's improv VO thing,
ah,
and one of the silliest ones, but it makes everybody laugh, and that's really what you need to do to relax is just laugh. Is we just all talking gibberish, and so all you're really conveying in the gibberish is emotions. Nobody can understand a thing you're saying. I mean that. seriously, and if you do
But
that
then
for a couple,
again,
well, I was gonna say if you do that for a couple minutes, you relax.
yeah. But the Shelley part of I've been taking a course on animation just to kind of strengthen my characters. Well, actually, it's more of a character course. I wanted to get a little stronger in the audiobooks. But some of the lesson was just the gibberish, just to babble. That was a big part of the course. Occasionally a director will ask someone just to babble, just for gibberish, nothing else. So,
Mhm.
and that's a great exercise as well.
Yeah, and
I have my first improv class this afternoon. It's an in-house. I'm really looking forward to that. That will be neat.
I'm so glad it's not Outhouse.
that would be
Okay.
crap.
Yes, we're going to improv in the outhouse this afternoon. Everyone meet here in the back.
Flies.
Alrighty then. Well, I think that's everybody, right?
I believe so.
Awesome. Well, does anybody have any questions? Anything they wanted to bring up, or I don't know, anything they wanted to talk about right here? Okay
Well,
then. Pretty definitive. Well,
if
just
Ricketts wanted to.
just remember, every script is leading to something, and this script is in particular is a boiled down version of what most commercial scripts are going to do. They're going to present descriptions, they're going to present options, they're going to present something to kind of compare and contrast with, and they're going to boil it all down into the one single package that they're trying to sell. So in the future, when you see a commercial script like this, just look for that. Look for what the overall packaging is and where the bow on top is going to be. So the overall packaging for this one was, the fact that you have all of this deliciousness that you'd find in a much more refined dessert, but it's available on store shelves in a Newton. The other thing is the admit the descriptive words, where basically you take these difficult adjectives. I'm not even going to try anymore because apparently I can't talk today. Yeah, I know. Real good for a voice actor, right? So you take these adjectives and you admit them instead of sell them. I mean, this is just the way it is versus this is the way it is. You'd better like it because it's awesome. So just remember, any adjectives that you see is really just this is how it is. This is the thing that we've got. I mean, it's delicious. It's amazing. It's the best in class. It's whatever. I don't know, multiple award winning. That's just the way it is. So don't forget any of that. All right. Well, we will be back with the mic check in 2 weeks' time, right?
Yes.
Week after next. This next one, Nathan is going to be gracing us with a script from of his choosing. So beware. And until then, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.